What's up, players 1s and 2s? It's your favorite joystick jockey, Brandon, coming at you from the epicenter of the gaming universe. My mom's basement. Welcome back to Level Up Brandon, the channel where pixels meet passion and game controllers occasionally meet the wall in range. This week, like every week, the gaming gods have blessed us mere mortals with new joystick journeys and button-mashing bonanzas. So, whether you are a knight seeking a quest, a space cadet exploring the cosmos, or a plumber with an irrational hatred for turtles, I've got something for ya. But before we hit the hyperspeed on this gaming galore, do the legendary combo move, so you won't miss any of the action. Now, let's jump into this week's gaming gigabytes. First up on the joystick journey is Football Manager 2024, which is booting up for November 6th release. And the masterminds at Sports Interactive with Sega as the managerial overseer are about to take us on a footballing crusade unlike any other. If you thought Football Manager 2023 had you neglecting basic hygiene during your 10-hour scouting sessions, brace yourselves because FM24 is here with a feature more addictive than the last slice of pizza, importing your career from last year's game. Sega's been dishing out classics since we were popping coins into Sonic, but this time they're swapping rings for trophies. Sorry Sonic, but the only hedgehogs here are defensive formations. Dominate from dead ball situations with the new set piece creator. Now with advice from actual set piece coaches, because we all know that feeling of a 90th minute corner being our only hope. Strap in Space Cadets because on November 6, Stewart Industries and 11-Bit Studios are about to launch us headfirst into the cosmic conundrum that is the Invincible. Now, if you've frozen your bits off in Frostpunk or survived the siege in This War of Mine, you know 11-Bit Studios likes to mix a little oh wow and a lot of oh no. You'll step into the moon boots of Yasna, an astrobiologist with more degrees than a protractor, and explore Regis 3, a planet that missed the memo on hospitality. Spoiler alert, there's no welcome committee, just a lot of cosmic mysteries and a to-do list that'll make your grocery runs look like child's play. You'll be wielding atom punk tools that make a Swiss Army knife look like a plastic spork. And remember, in space, no one can hear you scream over how cool your telemeter is. Choose your own space adventure and encounters that'll have you questioning if ET really just wanted to phone home, or if he was after unlimited data. Robots? Aliens? It's like a cosmic mixer without the awkward small talk. Man, I hate small talk. The landscapes are so breathtaking, you'll forget it's not a vacation, until something tries to make you its lunch, of course. But hey, no pressure, it's just the fate of humanity on the line, so choose wisely. Or don't, I'm not your space dad. So, if you've ever fantasized about having your own tower, and let's be real, who hasn't, owned by gravity, heard you casting that spell wish. These are the same fine folks that brought you the rest of the Spellforce franchise. This game is like if your high school chess club got sucked into a fantasy novel. You've got turn-based gameplay that's one part I'm the Grand Master of Magic, and another part hoard everything shiny. It's like they took the Spellforce universe, added a dash of gotta catch 'em all with spells and artifacts, and turned the difficulty up to, what do you mean there's a troll blocking my way? You might remember the publisher THQ Nordic for every time you shouted, "For Asgard" in the Darksiders series, or when you managed your homestead in the Guild 3 while secretly wondering if you could actually survive in medieval times. In Spellforce Conquest of EO, I think that's how you say it, you're thrown into EO with a magic tower, a legacy to fulfill and more responsibility than when you had to keep your Tamagotchi alive. You'll be casting spells like it's finals week at Hogwarts and summoning creatures like you're trying to fill the Ark. And let's talk about the tower. It's not just your home base, it's your skybound RV. With room for the undead and a crystal chamber, it's like the MTV Cribs had an episode in Middle-earth. Each room is like a new upgrade for your wizard life. From Necromancer's Crypt, because who doesn't want zombie pals, to a mystical crystal chamber for when you're crystal healing on to visits. Heroes, apprentices, you're collecting them like they're Pokemon. And these aren't your run-of-the-mill warriors. We're talking about the elite of the fantasy job fair. So, as you strut across the board of EO, remember, it's not just about the spells you sling, it's about the allies you ping and the towers you bling. Now the question is, will you be Gandalf of this land or just another wizard that didn't pass the test? Spellforce Conquest of EO drops on November 7th, 2023 for the PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. And remember, in the great words of gaming, save early, save often, especially before you decide to turn that pesky dragon into a frog. Alright, level uppers, hold on to your fedoras and pet terriers because this next game is taking us on a trip that makes your usual fetch quest look like a walk in the park. Literally. We're talking about Tintin Reporter, Cigars of the Pharaoh. And no, you don't need to adjust your set. We're diving into a world where journalists wear +4s and solving mysteries is all in a day's work. Developed by Pendulo Studios, who brought us the head-scratchers and plot twisters of the Runaway series, and published by Microids, known for adventures like Siberia, where the cold was not just in the scenery, but also in the puzzles. Tintin Reporter, Cigars of the Pharaoh is their latest foray, and it promises the charm of Erze with a kind of action that would make Indiana Jones look twice. So, what's in store? Our intrepid reporter and his brave dog, Snowy, go from zero to hero, cruising the Mediterranean like it's a tutorial level before diving into the deep end. They're out to solve the mystery of the tomb of the pharaoh Ki-Osk, because nothing says holiday like ancient curses and a side of drug trafficking, right? Now, Pendulo Studios is no stranger to the genre. Their games usually have more layers than an onion wearing a turtleneck. And Microids? They're like Alfred to Pendulo's Batman when it comes to adventure games. So, will Tintin Reporter Cigars of the Pharaoh be the Siberia of action-packed historical mysteries? Or will it leave us wandering the desert of disappointment? One thing's for sure, it's not their first rodeo in weaving narratives that could tangle a joystick. Coming to your detective desk on November 7th, Tintin Reporter Cigars of the Pharaoh will be available on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. So no matter your platform, you can join the adventure. Will it be a page-turner or a cliffhanger? Only one way to find out. And cut to Lucy waking up from cryostasis, folks. Welcome back to the high-octane future in Beyond Sunset, the cyberpunk saga where amnesia is just another day at the office. From the dream team of Metacorp and Vaporware. No, they're not the companies from a dystopian sci-fi novel. And brought to you by Movie Games SA, who've given us, well, Gas Station Simulator. Never played it and probably never will. Release date alert, November 8th, 2023. Mark your calendars or your cyber implants, folks. So you're Lucy, part ninja, part amnesiac? Original. And you're slicing through Yakuza and zombies like butter on a hot motherboard. It's all the cyberpunk goodness with a sprinkle of RPG elements because who doesn't like leveling up while wearing neon trench coats? Now, if you're thinking, haven't I played this before? Well, kind of, but not with this much style. Metacorp and Vaporware might sound like the bad guys in every other cyberpunk game, but here they're the masterminds behind your street samurai escapades. The streets of Sunset City are like if Blade Runner had a baby with Doom, and they let The Witcher babysit on weekends. Large open interactive levels? Check. Overtaken by every cyberpunk staple from Yakuza to zombies to robots? Double check. Bosses? Oh, you bet there's bosses, because what's a good story without a big baddie to take down? Ganondorf, I'm looking at you. Hold on to your umbrellas, gamers, because Risk of Rain Returns is pouring back onto PC with a vengeance on November 8th. This isn't just any drizzle, it's a deluge of new content and classic mayhem, lovingly remastered by the original cloud conjurers at Hapu Games and Gearbox Publishing. Yes, the same folks who brought us the loot-loaded Tempest of the original Risk of Rain and the 3D squall of Risk of Rain 2. Remember the chef from the first Risk of Rain? Well, he's back. And his cleavers are sharper than ever. Talk about cutting-edge gameplay. This time he's slicing and dicing with a side of remastered graphics. You'll swear those pixelated onions couldn't make you cry more. And the Enforcer? Still, well, enforcing, now with extra polish. It's like they took a space-grade buffing tool to the whole experience. Let's talk about the newest survivor, the Drifter. Scavenging has never looked so good. If MacGyver went to space and took up monster mashing as a hobby, you'd get this resourceful brawler. Gearbox might just gearbox up your expectations here, folks. But let's not forget about Acrid, our beloved toxic sludge monster. If there was a most improved pet at the Petrichor 5 pet show, what the heck is that? It would be Acrid. Still purple, still a monster, and now with more, well, everything. Hapu Games is bringing back the couch with up to 4-player co-op, because nothing says bonding like screaming at your friends to revive you while a pixelated monsoon of monsters is on your tail. And with new multiplayer services, the only lag you'll experience is when you're lagging behind because Loader got the biggest guns. And yes, size does matter when you're gunning down hordes of aliens. We're talking new survivors, a chef that can probably julienne a carrot in midair, items that make you wonder if the devs were on a caffeine binge. Who needs a double espresso when you've got electrifying ukuleles and behemoth explosions? So, gear up survivors, whether you're into crafting a symphony of destruction with chain lightning or prefer a more impressive imp invasion. Risk of Rain Returns is like the box of chocolates of roguelikes. You never know what you're gonna get, except you kinda do. Total chaos, a dash of strategy, and a whole lot of fun. Just remember, it's raining pixels, hallelujah, it's raining pixels. Sorry about that, I will never sing again. Just kidding. Alright RPG fans, hold on to your save files because Tales of Arise is about to drop some DLC that's heavier than your inventory after ignoring the encumbrance limit. Beyond the Dawn is not just a DLC, it's a new chapter in hoarding, in the epic saga of Alphen and his eclectic crew, which hits your favorite platforms on November 8th. Now, if you've been jamming to the Tales of series since the days of Tales of Fantasia, you know Bandai Namco doesn't just throw in a new hat and call it expansive content. No. They give us a whole buffet of adventures so rich you'll need to loosen your belt buckle. This time, they're dishing out a serving of storylines, dungeons, and a side of subquests with a sprinkle of feels on top. Remember when Tales of Vesperia taught us friendship is magic before ponies made it cool? Or how Tales of Symphonia spun a yarn so engaging you forgot to be mad at Lloyd for being an oblivious blockhead? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because Beyond the Dawn is ready to twist your heartstrings into a friendship bracelet of epic proportions. Our favorite party is back, bonding over the new kid on the block, Nazamil. Nazamil? Not sure. She's like if Romeo and Juliet had a magical baby with the mask. Drama? Check. Doomed destiny? Double check. And we're all here for it, like side quest junkies sniffing out that 100% completion. And because Bandai Namco loves us, they're throwing in the Travel Support Pack. Yep, that's 50,000 gold. That makes finding treasure in a slime's belly seem like pocket change. Plus, you get enough level ups and CP to make grinding feel like a thing of the past. A bit like forgetting to use a Phoenix down before the final boss. RIP. Don't get me started on the silver weapon collection, because nothing says I'm here to kick butt and take names like blinging out your arsenal. It's the RPG equivalent of bedazzling, and we're here for the sparkle, folks. So, get ready to dive back into the world where the real treasures aren't the artifacts you find, but the friends who keep resurrecting you because someone keeps charging in head first. Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn, because who needs the real world when you've got silver weapons and a girl cursed by a mask? Gamers, put on your nostalgia goggles and grab your M4 carbines, because we're about to dive headfirst into a fresh can of whoop-ass with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. That's right, get ready to breach and clear, because this ain't your granddaddy's arcade shooter. Developed by Sledgehammer Games, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Beanox. Okay, there's way too many. This coalition of dev powerhouses is like the gaming industry's version of the Avengers. And when you've got that many brains behind the guns, you just know you're in for a treat. And who's publishing this bullet fest? None other than Activision. Yeah, the same folks who brought you every shooty boom boom joyride since the dawn of time, or at least since the early 2000s. Now, brace for impact on November 10th, whether you're PC master racing it or console couch surfing on your PS5 or Xbox, because Modern Warfare 3 is dropping in hot. Captain Price is back with his iconic hat and mustache that's feared more than a noob with a grenade launcher. And the gang of Task Force 141, they're about to tango with Vladimir Makarov in what looks like a telenovela plot with more explosions than dialogue. But wait, there's more, because of course there is. Zombies are clawing their way into Modern Warfare 3. Yes, zombies. Which is basically like mixing peanut butter with jelly, but if jelly was actually undead and wanted to eat your brains. Get ready to team up in an open-world zombie-a-palooza that's bigger than your backlog of Steam games during a summer sale. Oh my gosh, that backlog. A quick heads up though, this game's got more mature content than a tax return seminar. We're talking violence, gore, and more four-letter words than your headset's seen in its lifetime. So, mark your calendars, call in sick, or prepare your best my internet crashed excuse for work, because Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is about to redefine your social life, or lack thereof. Am I right? And remember, no rush into collusions before you play it. See what I did there? And that's a wrap for this week's Joystick Jubilation. Let me know in the comments which game you are most excited to play. As always, remember, in the game of life, may your hearts be full, your quests be epic, and your loot be plentiful. Level Up Brandon, logging out. Catch you in the next Pixel Paradise next week.